guys, welcome back to a new episode. Today's episode is really special for me because our guest is my sister Dunja Procee. We're going to talk to her about her studies. She had a brain hemorrhage in her first year, how she survived and thrived, how she's living and working now. Please enjoy. Okay, so we would like you to introduce yourself for a little bit.
My name is Dunja Procee, as is your name. So
You're my sister.
I'm your big sister.
Yeah.
I'm 27 years old and I live in Amsterdam. And I work in Amsterdam and my family lives in Amsterdam, but my family also lives here. So what do you want to know?
What kind of work do you do?
I work at SBS Show News. I'm an editor, actually an editor-in-chief since the 1st of May.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. So that's what I do. It's SBS Show News is a show news and entertainment program on Dutch television on the 6th channel.
Okay.
It's one of the biggest.
And what kind of study did you do?
I did creative business, but back when I did the studies, it was called media and entertainment management.
Yeah, and that is a study for 4 years. It's also the study that we do. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about how it was for you?
I started in 2012. I chose this study because I wanted to do something with being creative, with working in the media, and I did not know what kind of studies was a right fit for me. So I went to one of the open days, and I saw that they did a live program in the studio in the building of Stenden, and I thought, yes, that is what I wanted to do. So I started what I said in 2012, and I really liked the studies for 4 years.
Did you already know at that time what you wanted to do with it?
No, I just knew that I wanted to work in the TV world. I liked the talk shows on TV, so I knew that I wanted to do something with TV. And that ended up being radio, but later.
Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I know that you rolled into everything you're doing now. It wasn't like a set plan.
No.
So can you take us with you your last years?
Okay, well, during my studies, I worked at a bar and at a club. And in one of the clubs I did not work in, that was Red. They had
The name of the club is Red.
Yeah, the name of the club is Red. They had a party, it's called Brut, and they looked for a stage manager. So I did that, and then I started to get to know the people that came there to perform, and that were like rappers and DJs, and I liked that music. So due to that, I went to festivals in Amsterdam, and then when I was in Amsterdam, I saw at one of the festivals I went to, Appelsap, it was called. So there was how do you call it, location wagon from one of a radio station. It was Phonics, and I was like, huh? What is that? Because we don't receive that here in Friesland. So I searched for the station, and it was for and through youth. And the music they played there, I liked. The interviews they did at the shows on the radio, I liked. And so I was like, well, that is what I want to do, and that is what I want to be part of. So I completely let go of the plan to be in TV because I really liked that station and what they stand for and what they did. So I applied for an internship there, and I ended up doing my internship at Phonics, the radio station.
Yeah, the internship for school.
For school,
okay.
It was for school. Because, we all have to do an internship at the end of our studies.
And how did you go from there to TV? Because that was a radio station.
When I did my internship, which was a funny story as well, because I started doing my internship even when I did not have the points. Sorry, Marijke.
Yeah, can you... Before we go further, can you explain us a little bit about that? Because I know it's a, well, not special story, but a different story than most people.
When I started my studies in September, like everybody does, in November I got a stroke, a CVA, or in Dutch, een herseninfarct. I was out, so I couldn't do anything, basically. And I had to, I went to the hospital, I got a delay in my studies, but I did not want that because I wanted to finish my studies like everyone else.
You were very stubborn.
I was very stubborn. I wanted to work. I wanted to my life to be normal.
Yeah, just for you guys to know, she's my sister, so I was there. She had a stroke, and normally when you have a stroke, you have a rehabilitation period. And when you have a stroke, you get paralyzed for part of your body, and you have to get your strength back and everything like that. But my sweet dear sister was like, after a week, I can go back to school. I can start working again after a week. Well, the doctor said that's not going to happen.
Yeah. What my sister said is very true, because I was 19 years old and I just wanted my life to be normal. I wanted to be a normal teenager. I wanted to study. I wanted to work. I wanted to do everything that I liked very much. And I have to tell you, I'm a person that does everything at the same time. So I worked at Albert Heijn. I worked at a bar. I did my studies. I like to go out like every single night when then I wasn't working. My mother always said, should we just like put your bed there and you can sleep there as well because you're never home. So I didn't want that to stop. But you cannot do anything when you have been paralyzed at one part. So I was very, very, very tired because it's like your body just fell out. It's not working anymore. So you have to rehabilitate. But I did not want that, as my sister said. But the main thing, what was very, very, very important to me was I did not want the delay in my studies. I wanted to finish my first year. I wanted to get my propedeuse. Is that in English?
Propedeutic degree.
Propedeutic degree. Thank you for that. In 1 year, but that wasn't possible. But for me, it was very important, so I went to the board. I said, can I do 2 modules at the same time? Can I do this? Can I do that? And they wanted to protect me. So they said, Dunja, it's wise for you to just take the delay, just do it like, it's okay to have the delay. I did not think of that the same way as the people said to me. So I went to the board of the school. You can go to the examination commission.
Yeah.
And
it was a battle.
It was a battle.
It was a battle between you, our mom, and the school. Because school said, no, you're going to have to wait. And you're going to have to do everything, the things you missed next year again. And you and mom were like, no, we're not going to do that. She's going to go through with everything.
Well, mom didn't want that as well. I wanted that.
Yeah, but at one point, mom was like,
she went with me.
Yeah.
So I won the battle, and I could do that. I could do it next to what I had to do anyway. And
fast forward to your internship.
Oh yeah, fast forward to my internship. I missed a few points because study credits, because of the delay, because I did everything at the same time, because it's not. I only have 2 hands like everybody else, so you can't do everything the way I couldn't do anything the way I wanted to. But I wanted to start my internship in February because there was a small delay. It's going to be a very long story if I explain. Like there was, but a small part of it was that after half a year of working very hard, my body said, and my mind said, no, Dunja, no. So the delay I didn't want at first, I got a half year later, because, like I said, it's not possible to be that stubborn.
So you missed the points?
So I missed the points, and I started my internship anyway. And I think I was a month in, and then school called. You can't start your studies because you have to get the credits for this and this. I don't even know. I think it was statistics. And I was like, but I already started. I work at Phonics, but you cannot do that, Dunja. And then it was a battle again. But they were very sweet to me, and I got my coach, and they came to Phonics, and they liked it there. And Phonics even helped me there because they didn't want to lose me as an intern. So they put in a good word for me with the coach from school that came over, and it ended well.
Did you finish the same time as your other students, or did you also have a little delay with your internship, or did
No,
you?
I did my internship like everybody else. I did I did the 7-month program, and then after that I had to write my thesis, and I wrote it for Nix as well. So I did it in the period of time it was meant to, but I did not start at September. I started at February, so it was like half a year later due to what I said earlier.
Yeah.
And I didn't want the delay to be any more, so I was like, okay, I'm going to start. People.
Yeah. So with your experience, of course, we're not gonna assume anybody is gonna have a brain injury, but if you could give people advice that due to any reason they don't have all the points, would you say do it like me, be stubborn and just start your internship, or would you say maybe start talking with the school, start talking with your teachers and see what you can do to fix it?
I would say for anybody with any injury or any operation or whatever, I would say the same thing they said to me, but I didn't listen. It's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to just listen to your body. It's okay to have the delay. It's not a competition, and for me everything is a competition.
Yeah.
It's just enjoy that you could be you can be a student for a half a year longer or a year longer, because it's such a great experience. And the companies, the internships, they don't run away. They'll be there half a year later.
Yeah.
They'll be there a year later, and it's not fun. It's a funny story, but it's not fun to always be in battle with school.
Yeah.
To
and
hear
have the
from
stress.
them, have the stress from that, and I mean, you can see it in their eyes, like, oh my God, what did you do now?
Yeah.
And for what?
Yeah.
For
Now you're 27 in the work life, and now you're thinking like, well, that extra year study was probably gonna be fine.
Would have been more than fine. Would have been
Yeah.
great, actually. And it's not that I don't like the work I'm doing now, or that I don't like my life, but it's like, you don't have to stress that much. You don't have to. I'll repeat it. It's not a competition. It's for you. You're there to learn.
So the biggest tip you can give is just take your time, breathe through it, and just don't have the competition with the other students. I have to finish in 4 years. I have to. You don't have to.
You don't
just
have
take
to do
your
anything.
time.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
That's the biggest advice I can give.
Yeah. So that was a little bit of a different story. For the people watching, also, she's my sister, and she moved for her internship to Amsterdam, something I would never do. So can you tell us a little bit about that? How you made the choice to move far away to the big city? Is it because of the bigger opportunities, or was it because of a different reason?
Well, when I started the studies, I knew I wanted to work at TV, as I said, or radio, I mean, like, whatever. So I knew from the very first moment I started my studies that I someday had to move to Amsterdam or to Hilversum or whatever. Because I also did not want to work at Omroep Friesland. I thought, well, if I want to work for like TV, I want to work for national TV.
Yeah,
and
I have the same, but in my head it's like I'm gonna work there, but I'm still gonna live here. I don't have to move.
You don't have to, but that's, well, this isn't a discussion, because you'll be like very, very tired every time you have to drive.
If I'm thinking about it, if I'm thinking about my future now, I'm thinking the first year, of course, when I'm going to do my internship and when I'm going to write my thesis, I'm going to be in Amsterdam. We already talked about that. Mm-hmm. Probably if I am lucky enough to, like what you have, straight the year after, have a job, I'm probably going to be the first year, because it's a new job, so you're going to have to be around. But after that, when you are working longer with the company, I'm going to move back. Then
but
you have more.
I said this. I always said this. The first thing I said when I came to Amsterdam, when I moved there, was like, someday I'm going back. I'm going back to Friesland. But when you live there longer, you get your life there, you get friends there, and you also see how easy it is to go back and forth. I mean, our mother is going to Amsterdam every single week. Well, when we were younger, we went every 2 weeks, then it was every month. Amsterdam is not that far away. And there are periods, you know that as well, that I'm here. I'm never in Leeuwarden, and there are periods that I'm here every weekend. So
yeah, but that's also the other way around.
True. But I think that is, but there's a big difference. For me, I also moved there for love, because my boyfriend went there. So we went on this adventure together. We were like, okay, let's do this. We're moving to Amsterdam. He had a job opportunity. I had to do my internship. So it was an adventure we took on together. And there was no way in that period of time that we were even thinking of going back to Friesland, because I wanted to work there. He had his job there. I got a job like across the street from the home where I was living at. So it was when I went to SBS 6. So really there was not even...
And now?
Across my mind to go back. But now when we broke up, that was a hard time for me, you know that, because it felt like my life fell apart, because what I said, it was an adventure.
You built a life with him in Amsterdam.
Yeah, it was an adventure we did together, and everything we did was together. Oh no, now I sound like we were like the same person. That's not true, but the life we had, just like
the life you built was with him.
Yeah, the life I'm living with, going out. That's what Amsterdam is about. And I'm not saying I'm not going back.
And if we're talking about school and we're talking about education and your job, if you would say the biggest pro and con from that's just what I imagine, that because we already talked about it, it's just there are more opportunities over there. Yeah.
Bigger. It's not like more, because you have in Groningen you have like TV stations, you have like small production houses, you have theaters, and also here you have theaters, you have production houses, you have Omroep Friesland. But if you want to do national things,
you have to go.
You have to go there, and the wages are better. Like you get paid more.
Yeah.
Your life is also more expensive.
More expensive. Yeah.
So it's like the balance is actually the same.
Yeah. So to wrap it up, for the students who are looking and for my colleagues who are here, if you would have to give us a tip to be with this study, to have bigger opportunities, you're gonna have more luck if you move to that side.
Well, you have to decide. You have to know for yourself, what do I want? Do I want to be working in TV, as in for the national TV? Then you have to take that leap of faith. And I also think that for yourself, for to grow as a person, it's good to move away from everything you know. Mm-hmm. To just take the leap of faith, to do something completely different, to grow as a person. And it's a good thing. And you also have to very much take into account, nothing is forever. If you decide to go to Amsterdam and you don't like it after half a year or after a year or maybe after 3 years, you can always go back. You can always go back. Like I have an indefinite contract, but that does not mean I'm going to work at Show News forever. It means that I can decide whether I want to go or whether I want to stay.
Yeah.
And that's
so for students now still in school, to grow and to have bigger opportunities in this period of your life when you're young and you want to learn, you're gonna say, take the leap of faith, do it, learn, and you can always come back if you don't like it. Yeah.
And also, you don't have to live in Amsterdam. There are like villages around Amsterdam. You have Haarlem, you have Hoofddorp. Hoofddorp is a small, I don't even know if it's a town or a village, but there are so many students there. You have Diemen, you have a campus there you can live at. So it's not when you go to the Randstad that you have to be in Amsterdam if you think that's too massive or big or whatever.
But for the opportunities, your biggest chances you can get when you move a little bit that side.
Yeah.
If you want to work for national TV or radio or anything.
Even socials like YouTube and stuff,
Yeah.
everything is there.
Yeah.
And I want to add something to that, because when I studied, people said, even teachers, even fellow students in higher years and stuff, yeah, well, when you're going to work for like SPS 6 or RTL or NPO, you're going to be a number, and you only can go grab a coffee for the people who work there. So you better be working at a small production company, because then you learn something. I am going to say that's the biggest lie you'll ever hear. It's to scare you. I really, really, really want to say that. It's for these students, right?
Yeah.
They say that to scare you. I don't know why. Maybe somebody has that experience and stuff. Yeah, I'm looking directly at the camera. It's not like that at all. Or it's not like that at all always. If you work hard, if you show people that you want to learn, they'll give you the opportunity to learn. If you're doing nothing, then they'll probably move to, just grab the coffee or not doing anything. But that's going to be everywhere. Don't be afraid that you'll be a number, because you take the opportunity from yourself. You will shortcome yourself, and that's not a good thing. People say that out of scareness, I think. So
Yeah. Well, I and we want to thank you for coming and telling your story. So, thanks. Thanks for listening to the OmeTrio podcast. If you liked it, please leave us a review or a comment. Next week, I'm joined by Jan-Arie Dekker. We're going to talk about all his different businesses, what he thinks makes a business successful, and how can you be successful in life. The OmeTrio intro and outro music is Dark Sea Land by Kevin MacLeod and licensed under Creative Commons.